Hello, all. Welcome to Chat with CA Banka. Today, we have a very special guest, CA Amrut Deshmukh. Amrut is a chartered accountant by profession with a passion and with a mission to make in India read, an author of the 7 Habits of Highly Effective Reader. He is the founder of Booklet app, an app which summarizes the stories of books. Also, it gives a submerging audio as well. Welcome, Amrut sir,
Thank you
to
so much.
podcast.
Thank you so much for having me.
So, sir, you are a chartered accountant by profession. अकाउंटिंग, टैक्स, इन सब की दुनिया में से आप कैसे ये बुकलेट की दुनिया में आए?
I'm not a chartered accountant by profession. I'm a chartered accountant only by education,
Correct.
not by profession anymore, not by heart anymore. So, yeah, now these tax reckoners and accounting standard books have been replaced by Rich Dad Poor Dad and Monk Who Sold His Ferrari and Chanakya Niti, and thoroughly enjoy it. Yeah, I think why do we insist that we should use our past to decide our future?
Correct.
Okay, of course, having a CA degree, all the accounting knowledge is helping me
Correct.
in booklet, right?
Correct.
No knowledge goes in vain.
Correct.
Okay? But if I find something more exciting, why should I invest the rest of my life in something just because I've spent 5 years of my life
Doing CA.
in that, doing CA? Yeah, it's always cumulative.
Correct. Correct.
I'll keep adding to it. So
Correct.
I am using my CA knowledge in my booklet venture as well.
Correct.
I'm sure I'll never go bankrupt because I know that fixed cost is the only cost that I have to recover.
Correct.
Not a variable cost. That is not important. Yeah. So I know opportunity cost. I know marginal costing, which I'm applying. Yeah. But coming to your question precisely, that how did I arrive into this? So it's a very interesting story. I had 3 failed startups in a row. One failed relationship, a broken heart, went into chronic depression.
Okay.
And I think a stupid conversation at a Bahubali multiplex theater gave birth to this idea of booklet.
Okay.
And Booklet Guy was born there. And interestingly, it was not my idea. It was an idea given by my friend to me.
Okay.
Yeah, so all credit goes to him. And I've been surrounded with such beautiful friends that he's not ready to take the credit.
Okay.
He says it's not about me discussing that stupid idea at the multiplex theater. It is about you going back home desperately, leaving the movie half watched
Okay.
during the interval, and working on that idea and executing it on WhatsApp within 1 week was the turning point.
Correct.
This is what he said. When I went to
Correct.
him and told him that, oh, now the whole world knows me as Booklet Guy, all thanks to you. He said, no. इसके पहले हमने कितने आइडियाज डिस्कस किए थे, उसका क्या हुआ?
Correct.
Ideas don't change the world. Execution of ideas change the
Correct.
world.
सो अभी जैसे आपने बोला कि मार्जिनल कॉस्टिंग, स्टैंडर्ड कॉस्टिंग, और वैसे अकाउंट या सीए का नॉलेज आपको और कैसे हेल्प करता है इन द वेंचर ऑफ योर्स?
100%. So when we started, okay, I had 3 failed startups in a row, as I told you, and I had limited resources. Lots of funds got eroded in my previous startups. 70% of my life savings were wiped out.
ओके.
So I had to be extremely frugal if I want to survive. Yet a social startup, the fourth one was a social startup, so no immediate revenues.
करेक्ट.
And revenues will be there to cover the cost, not to maximize my personal profits.
करेक्ट.
Right. So usually the normal startups mindset is that these are the projects we have to do: project 1, project 2, project 3. So let's hire 5 people, 10 people.
करेक्ट.
We turned this idea upside down, on its head. We said, okay, it's I and Farid, my partner.
करेक्ट.
What if it's only us who are going to be there for next 5 years? Make utmost use of technology and social media. Then how many projects we can handle?
करेक्ट.
It's the other way around.
करेक्ट.
Got it? And then we chopped on many projects and worked only on those which are possible only for 2 of us. Trust me, keeping this constraint of manpower has helped us so much that today 75 lakh people are part of our community,
ओके.
and you're literally 2 of us.
अच्छा.
Technically, it's 1.5 because Farid is half of my size.
ओके.
So we are a team of 1.5, and I'm proud to say that. that
Okay.
in the world of technology, और अभी तो AI आया है, there is a possibility of a company of one.
Correct.
I won't be surprised if in next 10 years, the richest company in the world would be led by one person. Possible.
Correct. AI is increasing.
Yes.
So, as you mentioned, ki, आपके three failed startups थे, and this was the fourth one. So, after completing CA, didn't you applied for jobs or start a practice? And did you directly went into the startup world?
Yes, I did my job. So after getting my CA degree, in fact, before getting my CA degree, before the results were
Okay.
about to come out, I joined a company BKC called ILNFS. Joined it as a research analyst in stock market, commodities market, and I loved that field. I really started making a lot of money, understood how markets work. I
Okay.
read 300 books only on stock market and investments.
300.
Yes, yes, yeah. So what I learned during that course is that yeah, if you in a meeting, in a corporate meeting, if you say something that most of the people don't know,
Hmm.
then you're considered as an intelligent man.
Correct.
And books was the easiest source to get knowledge, which probably people don't know.
Correct.
So that helped me a lot. I mean, I had a selfish motive to get into the world of books. Later on, I realized this is not the real reason I should read books,
Correct.
not to impress people, but for my
To
internal
gain
growth.
knowledge.
Yeah,
Right.
and then the personality will be appreciated as a byproduct. You don't have to
Correct.
care about that. You have to work on your character,
Correct.
yeah, and then personality comes as a byproduct. So yeah, I was then I got promoted as a portfolio manager, fund manager, switched a couple of jobs, but still in
Okay.
stock market. And almost I spent almost 8-10 years in
Okay.
stock market, and then had a lot of savings, quite a good amount of savings. And so tried a first startup. So पैसा है तो करके देखते हैं, but it didn't work. Tried a second startup, didn't work. Tried a third startup, failed miserably. So ऐसे करके only 30% of my life savings were left in my bank.
Okay. So, as you mentioned कि आपने 300 books पढ़ी है on stock market that time. So, which was some of the books which you can suggest the stock market enthusiasts?
Of course, there are new books in the market now
Correct.
which were not there then, but I'll mention my favorite in those times was Trade Your Way to Financial Freedom
Okay.
by Van Thapp, Dr. Van Thapp.
Okay.
There's another book written by the same author called Safe Strategies to Financial Freedom by Dr.
Okay.
Van Thapp. Dr. Van Thapp was God to me. So
Okay.
I understood how markets work only because of that person. Very few people know what is to be done exactly as a
Correct.
professional investor or a trader. Then I would suggest Warren Buffett's Snowball,
Correct. Yeah. Right.
yeah, Almanac of Poor Charlie. Poor
Correct.
Charlie's
Yeah.
Almanac is a fantastic read. Um, Value investing, yeah, Snowball. I think these are the must-read books if you want to try your luck in stocks and
So,
the world of investments.
so now also do you do a bit of stock market or it's fully booklet?
So, or no, knowledge is there. I have a lot of knowledge about stocks. But then, if I start, telling about giving tips, and then in
Correct. Correct.
managing portfolios of people, again, I'll be back into the same world, which I don't want to.
Okay.
But I use my knowledge for my own family members. I manage their funds
Okay.
privately. I hate if somebody asks me कि ये अमृत बता कौन सा चलने वाला है एक्सिस बैंक लूँ क्या so I'm out of the meeting. I
Okay.
just disappear from there because I hate to talk about stocks.
Okay.
Like if you ask me about the foundational principles, I
Hmm.
would love to share the knowledge,
Correct.
but don't come to me to those tips
Tips
and
के
the
लिए.
next क्या बोलते हैं bagger, multi bagger.
करेक्ट करेक्ट हाँ.
I hate such terms.
सो आपने स्टार्ट कब किया बुकलेट ऐप?
When the idea came at the multiplex theater, it was July 2015,
ओके.
and Dr. Kalam had just passed away.
ओके.
So I chose 15th August as the date to share my first summary on WhatsApp to 10 of my close friends.
ओके.
And the summary was of our ex President, Missile Man of India,
ओके.
Dr. APJ Abdul
अब्दुल
Kalam's
कलाम.
wings fire, Agnipank. And
ओके.
from there, the journey started. I never thought in my wildest dream that a stupid message on WhatsApp
कैन
would take a shape of a national movement one day.
Correct.
and I'll get to meet CA Ronak Banka one day. This is a joke borrowed from Kapil Sharma.
So, like, of course, you know, at what time do you read books? Like, जब आपका जॉब चल रहा था, तब आप कितने टाइम में अगर ये 200 पेज की बुक होती थी, ऐसा कुछ आप सोचते थे? क्योंकि आजकल हम देखते हैं कि इतनी मोटी बुक है, तो यार मेरे को तो 2-3 हफ्ता चला जाएगा पढ़ने में। तो आपके दिमाग में क्या था? Do you used to think like this, or because stock market timing starts from 9 o'clock to 5:30? मतलब of course stocks are 9 o'clock to 3:30, and then maybe you used to research and everything, so you used to come back home late. So how do you used to manage reading books उस समय भी? And as you mentioned 300 books, so वो उतना time कैसे आपको मिला होगा तब?
So first, I had fantastic bosses,
Okay.
and they understood that this guy is so desperate for knowledge, so
Correct.
curious. See, I opened the book with a lot of curiosity, right? So whenever I open the book, the only question in my mind is, what does this author know that I don't know? I want to
Okay.
know.
Okay.
Simple. That is curiosity, right?
Correct.
कुछ तो
Correct.
उसको पता है. He belongs to a different country, different era, different field. कुछ तो उसको पता है जो मुझे नहीं पता.
Correct.
That's
Correct.
the only reason I open books. Yeah. Having said that, I was allowed to read books in office
Okay.
because they understood कि ये पढ़ के कुछ तो अप्लाई करेगा और हमारा ही फायदा है.
अच्छा.
Albeit in the long run, I mean,
Correct.
it's a very
Correct. Of
slow
course.
process. It's
Of
not an
course.
instant gratification process. Point number one. Second, I never think about oh ये 200 पेजेस की बुक है 300 पेजेस की बुक है. Why? At a time मुझे बस ये one piece of paragraph जिसमें knowledge है जो मुझे पता नहीं है मुझे grasp करना है.
Hmm.
Why do I care कि अभी 99 पेजेस बाकी है 100 पेजेस बाकी है?
Correct.
Yeah. So I'm just extending your question to
Correct.
discuss something more that just came to my mind. So you said a very valid point, which is a major element of a Gen Z, where we feel overwhelmed if there is something. Oh my God, ये कितनी मोटी बुक छोड़ो.
Correct.
इससे
हाँ.
अच्छा मैं 30 सेकंड की रील देख लेता हूँ.
Correct.
So I did lot of study of the main attributes of Gen Zs. आजकल क्या हो गया है? Blaming the Gen Zs is so easy, useless, distracted,
Correct.
unfocused, quick results, no patience. I said, what's the point in blaming? Okay.
Correct.
First of all, I don't look at the term Gen Z as a negative term.
Okay.
It's a generation.
Correct.
Okay. Second, for the first time, the generation is not defined by the year of birth. Like previous, like millennials. I'm a millennial.
Correct.
People who were born in 80s and 90s are millennials. उसके पहले baby boomers और वगैरह, all
Correct.
defined by
Correct.
the demographics, the
Correct.
year of birth.
Correct.
This is not purely कि जो 2000 के बाद पैदा हुए वो Gen Z ऐसा नहीं है.
Correct.
We all will have some element of Gen Z-ness in us.
Correct.
For example, I often tell Farid ki to find shortcuts to 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 do some processes. It's a Gen Z behavior.
Correct.
Finding a shortcut is a Gen Z behavior. We all consume content. You are
Correct.
creating content, right?
Correct.
You have some Gen Z-ness in you.
Correct. Yeah.
So ऐसे बहुत attributes हैं Gen Zs के. The two major behavioral changes that I see in all the Gen Z generation is first, instant gratification. We want something short. The investment of effort should be short, and the result should be quick.
Correct.
The benefit should be quick. The feedback should be quick. Reels, short videos, short films, T20, fast food. But it's everything is
Correct.
short. Monday, 1 second, 30 seconds.
Correct.
Second behavior is sociability. We hate to be alone. Gen Zs get scared. They want to be online, offline, जो भी है. We
Social
want
media,
people.
yeah.
कोई तो है, FOMO, वो सब है, right?
Correct.
Now see, both the elements are badly missing in traditional way of reading.
Correct.
There is no instant gratification. 200-300 पेजेस की बुक कब खत्म होगी 6 महीने के बाद. You will get feedback after 6 months. That too, not sure about it.
Correct.
So that is
Exactly.
missing. That's why books are not so exciting. Second, I spoke about sociability. You always have to read when you're alone. It's an isolated activity.
Exactly. और फोन वोन सब बंद
हाँ.
करके और तब पढ़ना
Yes.
रहेगा. Right.
Now, as Booklet Guy, who has a national duty to make India read, how can I stop blaming the problems of Gen Zs and come out with a new way of reading books? Okay, give a new structure to books
Okay.
which are Gen Z friendly.
Correct.
And finally, it's just a recent innovation. It's not yet launched. So
Correct.
I'm saying for the first time on a public
Okay.
platform. So these new generation books are called Z books.
Okay.
Z, America में Z को Z बोलते हैं.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Ha.
So Z books, Gen Z friendly books,
Okay.
where you can't read that book all alone.
Okay.
You have to have at least two, three, or four. Four is
Okay.
ideal. And second, you get knowledge within 1 hour.
How? मतलब through
Yes, the
AI.
main knowledge. I'm not going to reveal everything
Okay. Sure.
because the product is not yet ready.
Okay. अच्छा,
But
you are developing it.
yeah, it's
Okay.
complete. Me and Farid are working on it. We are testing on the Gen Zs. They are loving it.
Okay.
It's been tested now, validated. It's just a matter of time that it will be out
Okay.
to the entire booklet community.
So you were talking about Gen Zs. आजकल, we are using Chat GPTs, AI, Google Bard, Gemini. So जो अगर मेरे को कोई बुक का कुछ देखना है, लाइक एज यू मेंशन मिसाइल मैन ऑफ इंडिया या शहीद भगत सिंह, उनकी कोई नॉवल होगी या अल्केमिस्ट, तो मैं अगर जाऊंगा गूगल पे, जेमिनाई पे और चैट जीपीटी पे, वहां पे लिखूंगा समरी ऑफ शहीद भगत सिंह book by written by this person or alchemist. So how does your booklet app differs from that thing?
In fact, I don't want to differ. See, our war, all the people who are creating. Okay, let me make it different. There are two types of content for the internet: entertainment and learning.
Correct.
जो बोलते हैं ना infotainment वगैरह, I don't believe in it. It's all entertainment, stand-up comedies, movies,
Correct.
songs, entertainment, and learning.
Correct.
Okay? Where people like Sandeep Maheshwari, people like me,
Hmm.
उसमें आते हैं. Dhruv Rathi, who makes educational videos. Your channel is an educational,
Correct, correct.
not entertainment. So my war is against those unproductive times spent on the internet.
Okay.
Got it? We want to wage a war on that because the amount of unproductive time during the day has increased many folds in comparison to previous generations because they did not have so many distractions around them.
Correct.
That too attractive distractions.
Correct.
Where even I fall prey to them. at
Correct.
times.
Exactly.
So it's not about how I am different from other reading apps. Why?
Correct.
Okay, it's Make India Read.
Correct.
It's not Make India Read by Amrut.
Correct.
So if somebody gets inspired, steals or borrows the code from me and starts his own, mission Make India, I'll embrace him with open arms.
Okay. So, as you mentioned, 2015 में, while मतलब after during an interval only, in fact, you went and you forwarded you wrote the summary and you forwarded it on WhatsApp. So, as till then you were alone. So you used to vet the whole thing again, like जो लिखा है वो सही लिखा है कि नहीं, मतलब the authenticity, because of course, see, हमने बुक पढ़ी है, हमें पता है स्टोरी क्या है, but is this point very important or should I write in the summary? So how you used to determine that thing?
Wow, it's a very interesting question. Surprisingly, this thought never came to my mind.
Okay.
And I don't agree this old adage, practice makes man perfect. I don't agree.
Okay.
Practice makes man confident.
Correct.
Need not be perfect. Like for example, I'm talking right now, I may be fumbling, I may be making a lot of grammatical mistakes,
Correct.
but it don't bother me.
Correct.
It's not perfect, but I still look confident.
Correct.
You get my point?
Yeah.
Coming to your question precisely, the summary that I made for the first time, it was virtually not my first summary or first writing.
Okay.
That the whole credit goes to my elder brother.
Okay.
He had made a very strict rule in my childhood days. उस वक्त उन दिनों में ना गाइड बुक्स आते थे, मॉडल
Correct.
आंसर्स.
Digest.
हाँ.
हाँ.
अभी तो चैट जीपीटी आ गया तो उसका बाप है, और गूगल भी नहीं था उस वक्त.
Correct. हाँ.
He never allowed me to buy those guidebooks.
Okay.
He said, read the chapter, read the questions at the end of the chapter, close the book, and create your own stupid answers with all those broken words, broken desi vocabulary.
Okay.
It's okay. Come out with your own language.
Correct.
As long as the expression, the meaning is same, expression can be different.
Correct.
And it was so irritating. I used to go mad at it. I was a
Okay.
child. I didn't
Correct,
understand
हाँ.
the main intention behind it. It was so tempting to open the book and copy the language of the author.
Correct.
But it did not allow.
Correct.
I understand. I had the habit or practice of expressing myself in my own personal vocabulary for all these years, 10, 15
Correct.
years. So writing somewhere is not a big deal for me.
Okay.
That's how I realized why I'm able to express so nicely.
Correct.
I think everything, examination should be looked at as a medium of expression,
Correct.
not to win marks.
Correct.
Then the whole approach will change. तो होता क्या है, परफेक्ट आंसर के चक्कर में वी कॉपी द वर्ड्स ऑफ द ऑथर.
Correct.
Words are not important.
Correct.
It's the meaning. Words are just messenger.
Right.
The message is in the meaning, in the concept, in the idea, in the answer.
Yeah.
Get it? So this was, I mean, hats off to my brother that he could understand it. He was too young for to give such a big lesson to me. But it is helping me. So this is not my first book. This is my 100th book. So I've been writing, and no
Correct.
wonder it was a hit. Nobody said that it's amateur writing. कोई नहीं बोला.
अच्छा, सो अब जैसे स्टार्टअप कल्चर काफ़ी इंडिया में प्रमोट हो रहा है, यू नो शार्क टैंक इंडिया इज ऑल्सो एनकरेजिंग द स्टार्टअप कल्चर, इवन गवर्नमेंट इज प्रमोटिंग वेरियस इनिशिएटिव्स ऑफ स्टार्टअप कल्चर. सो हाउ डू यू सी दैट, एंड इज इट हेल्पिंग यू इन सम और द अदर वे?
I love the term startups. I am very active in the startup ecosystem.
Correct.
I've helped many people in the as a mentor in their startup journey.
Correct.
And I think everybody should try a startup at least once in their lifetime.
Okay.
Whether it succeeds or fails doesn't matter.
Correct.
But you get to learn so many things that in fact, even if you want to do a job for the rest of your life, try a startup for 2-3 years. You will get a better job.
Okay.
See, as an entrepreneur, as
Correct.
a startup owner, if I have two candidates, one amazing marks, degree from a renowned university, बड़ी है, सब कुछ है उसका, CV is तगड़ा. Second guy has tried 2-3 startups, failed miserably. I'll prefer that one.
Because he knows the
He knows
reason
everything.
of
Yeah, he can add a lot of value to my organization than the guy who has got a lot of marks.
correct.
Yeah. So जो ground पे बैठ के जो काम करते हैं ना, we have a standing example, Narendra
Correct.
Modi. He's not just by fluke he is at the top in India right now.
Correct.
He has done groundwork for so many years that he understands the nerves of India
Correct.
and the nerves of the farmers, and then accordingly comes out with those policies.
So आपका startup booklet is fully bootstrapped or there are some investors and all in it?
100% bootstrap.
Okay.
एक पैसा हमने फंडिंग नहीं लिया. इट्स ऑल ओन, आइदर माय ओन पास्ट सेविंग्स या फिर कम्युनिटी जो हमारे जो लैक्स ऑफ पीपल है, दे हेल्प मी बाय कंट्रीब्यूटिंग 100 रुपीज, 500 रुपीज, 1000 रुपीज.
Okay.
You can call it as crowd funding.
Okay.
तो मुझे क्राउड वर्ड अच्छा नहीं लगता बिकॉज फॉर मी दीज आर माय रीडर्स.
Okay.
दे आर नॉट पार्ट ऑफ अ क्राउड. ईच एंड एवरी पर्सन इज यूनिक टू मी,
Correct.
दे आर इंपॉर्टेंट टू मी. सो फंडिंग का तो सवाल ही नहीं, आई विल नेवर गो फॉर एनी फंडिंग. और अभी ये जो प्रोजेक्ट आ रहा है उसमें भी कोई फंडिंग नहीं है. जी बुक्स,
Okay.
I'm very excited about it, and I think that can be a game changer. So being a revolution
Okay.
in the reading culture, especially in the Gen Zs.
So for expansion, you are doing the Z-Books thing. Wanted to know one thing. Ki you had started Indian Booklet League. Even I was a part for 2 or 3 seasons of that. Recently, you had introduced a visually impaired Indian Booklet League. So how did that work out? And was it very useful?
Yeah, I'm always on the outlook to help people who are weaker than me.
Okay.
I think that's one of the prerequisite of a social entrepreneur.
Correct.
If you ask me to define a social entrepreneur in one line, you should be helping person who is weaker than you, either physically, mentally, emotionally. So blind or physically weaker.
Correct.
So I have many visually challenged friends.
Okay.
And they are like us, distracted,
Correct.
from watching unproductive things on the internet. And after watching Shrikant movie, I
Correct.
think
Ha.
there was a profound change in my mindset.
Okay.
That if that person can become and I heard that he's in Shark Tank as an investor. I
Yeah,
did not
yeah.
watch it, my friend told me.
Exactly. Yes, he is there.
Amazing. और क्या चाहिए?
Correct.
A
Ha.
person who can't see can become such a great entrepreneur. And I was thinking कि नहीं, इनको बस मोमबत्ती बनाने का काम और रास्ते में कोई दिखा तो उसको रास्ता क्रॉस करने का ही मेरा
Hmm.
फर्ज है. नहीं, हमारा फर्ज उसके आगे बहुत
आगे.
है. So बहुत लोगों ने help किया, they have contributed because I didn't want to charge 300 rupees to these visually challenged to participate in IBL. But a lot of struggles. I tried a lot, tried to reach out to them, but they are so aloof and in their own world. I'm still struggling to bring 100 people together to play IPL. तो वो अभी पेंडिंग है प्रोजेक्ट, बट आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू लूज हार्ट.
Okay.
तो आईपीएल सीजन 4 अभी जस्ट शुरू हुआ है फॉर द साइटेड पीपल. ओके,
Okay.
फिर ब्लाइंड के लिए इफ नॉट आईपीएल आई डू समथिंग इन द लाइब्रेरी, मे बी इन
Correct.
गोइंग टू स्टार्ट बुकलेट लाइब्रेरी. आई एम थिंकिंग ऑफ hiring visually challenged people so that just imagine a visually challenged person guiding you throughout the library. How
Correct.
do you feel? Even Z books में उनको कैसे involve कर सकते हैं?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm always there to keep one part of my schedule for visually challenged, for physically challenged उनके लिए.
You mentioned पहले कि वो डाइजेस्ट आप लेते नहीं थे एंड योर ब्रदर यूज्ड टू टेल कि खुद आंसर्स लिखो. सो उससे रिलेटेड क्वेश्चन ये है कि जर्नलाइजिंग, आजकल काफ़ी देर आर वेरियस कोचेस, हेल्थ कोचेस, मेंटल हेल्थ कोच, यू हु टेल कि यू शुड जर्नलाइज एट द एंड ऑफ द डे और राइट द ग्रैटिट्यूड. सो what are your views on that part?
Yeah, I think writing down gratitude diary मैं भी maintain करता था.
Okay.
Did for pretty few months, but then I found a better way to do that.
Okay.
मैंने ऑब्जर्व किया कि ग्रेटिट्यूड में क्या लिख रहा हूँ मैं, मोस्टली लोगों के इर्द गिर्द है. आई हैव बीन ग्रेटफुल टू पीपल. अरे इसने मुझे आज डब्बा लेके आ गया,
Correct.
आज फरीद की माँ ने मुझे ये भेजा ईद के
Correct.
तौर पे. इट्स ऑल ग्रेटिट्यूड टुवर्ड्स पीपल, नॉट थिंग्स और इवेंट्स.
Correct.
देन इंस्टेड ऑफ राइटिंग इट डाउन, व्हाई नॉट पिक अप द फोन एंड टेल देम.
Correct.
मेरा हो गया, ग्रेटिट्यूड एक्सप्रेस करना हो गया, उनको पता चला.
Correct.
Writing down in diary is not going to tell them कि I'm
Correct.
grateful to you. Why keep
Correct.
it to yourself? It's a selfish act, I believe.
Correct. Correct.
तो वो मैंने बंद कर दिया and now I start expressing कि
Okay.
जिन तूने ये किया ना मेरे लिए, I'm really thankful to you.
ओके. हम ये देखते हैं कि आजकल अगर जेन जीज की बात करें, many people prefer actually reading the foreign authors book and Indian authors का इतना भी books, मतलब people don't prefer reading, though there are various Indian authors जिनकी books हैं. So what are your views on that part?
Yeah, of late I have given a lot of thought to it. Initially कैसा होता, just because I'm Indian, I should know Indian authors are great, we should favor them. But honestly, foreign authors have an upper hand over
Okay.
us. So it's not about Indian authors or foreign authors. It's about professional writers and part-time writers.
Correct.
We have to hunt those professional writers.
Okay.
Got it? Shashi Tharoor, Sudha Murthy. Okay, these are professional writers. Foreign में तो अनगिनत है.
Correct.
Seth Godin, Adam Grant, Simon Sinek, Joseph Murphy, Eat That Frog का, और या फिर सबकॉन्शियस माइंड का.
हाँ, मुझे
These are professional full-time writers.
Correct.
James Clear, Simon Sinek, या अभी मॉर्गन हॉसेल, साइकोलॉजी ऑफ मनी वाला.
Correct.
पढ़ के पता चलता है कि इतना इन डेप्थ स्टडी करके किया है. अभी क्या हो रहा है, बिकॉज पब्लिशिंग अ बुक हैज बिकम वेरी इजी. देयर आर सर्विसेज, यू कैन घोस्ट राइटिंग कर सकते हो. इन्फ्लुएंसर्स आर राइटिंग बुक्स थ्रू घोस्ट राइटिंग.
Correct.
तो आई कॉल देम एज पार्ट टाइम राइटर्स. उनका मेन ब्रेड एंड बटर इज नॉट फ्रॉम बुक, it is something else. Chetan Bhagat I would consider as a professional writer. Now he has turned into screenplay writing for films.
Correct.
Correct. थोड़ा change किया, but he came out with a non-fiction book writing recently, 11 Rules for Life.
Okay.
Which is again a fantastic read.
Okay.
I haven't read, but I've got amazing feedbacks for that.
Okay.
So you get my point.
Correct.
Let's not get into Indian authors and foreign authors.
Okay.
Go for, because the sheer amount of books which are coming into the market are so huge, you have to be very, very selective. So
Correct.
what should be the underlying requirement? प्रोफेशनल राइटर है या पार्ट टाइम राइटर. जस्ट बिकॉज कोई एसबीआई बैंक से रिटायर हुआ है तो वो अपनी जिंदगी पे लिखता है, मैंने ये किया वो किया. ओके फाइन, यू कैन रीड इट, बट इफ यू हैव लिमिटेड टाइम you might as well go for a professional writer.
Correct.
You'll gain more out of it.
You mentioned about ghost writing. So is it okay, because if I am an influencer, I am employing someone as a ghostwriter to write, I am just telling him my views कि तू अब इस पे लिख, तो what, मतलब आई डोंट फील इट इज़ मच परफेक्ट कि वो घोस्ट राइटर, और नाम क्योंकि वहाँ पे मेरा जा रहा है, बट एक्चुअल में जो लिख रहा है दैट्स अ घोस्ट राइटर। एंड योर, अगर इफ आई राइट द बुक देयर विल बी ऑफ कोर्स समवन टू रिव्यू। अ घोस्ट राइटर भी जो लिख रहा है, देयर इज समवन टू रिव्यू हु इज प्रोफिशिएंट इन इंग्लिश और प्रोफिशिएंट इन व्हाटएवर लैंग्वेज द बुक इज रिटन इन। सो व्हाट आर योर व्यूज इन इट कि should it be promoted or should it be not done basically?
I can give my view what I would do if I
Correct.
want to write my next book.
Correct.
I will never go for ghostwriting. It's like asking Ronak to exercise on my behalf to lose weight.
Correct.
ये तो एक्सरसाइज कर, मुझे काम
हाँ.
करने टाइम नहीं है.
Correct.
You are going to benefit. I'm going to lose.
Correct. Exactly.
Yeah. See, it's about writing the book. Publishing, पैसा वो बाद में है. The process of writing the book in itself is meditation. I'm losing
Correct.
out of the biggest benefit out of it. Point number one.
Correct.
Second, we all have our own upbringing, own culture. तुम अलग फैमिली से आए हो, मैं थाना में रहा हूँ, तुम्हारे फैमिली में क्या क्या कल्चर है, स्कूलिंग, सबका इन्फ्लुएंस से you have become a unique रौनक.
Correct.
I have become a unique अमृत.
Amrut. Right.
वो यूनिकनेस बुक में आएगा ना, अगर मैं खुद
Correct.
लिखूंगा
Exactly
तो.
my point.
Yeah.
हाँ.
So, two things. My personal suggestion if you want to write a book, never go for ghostwriting, never use chat GPT to write a book. For data वगैरह कर सकते हो, वो तो गूगल भी काम करेगा.
Correct.
Statistics चाहिए, डेटा चाहिए. But for your own stories, your books should primarily be your own personal stories or other people's stories. Preferably personal stories, and next preferred is other people's stories. और उससे क्या आप मैसेज दे रहे हो? Got it.
Correct.
तो यहाँ पे चैट जीपीटी विल नॉट सॉल्व द पर्पस. और वो मुझे तो 2 मिनट में पता चलता है कि ये बुक चैट जीपीटी ने लिखा है या ऑथर ने
अच्छा.
लिखा है. 2 मिनट में पता चलता है. एंड आई हैव रेड बुक्स रिटन बाय चैट जीपीटी विद क्रेडिट, विदाउट क्रेडिट.
Okay.
मुझे समझ में आता है एंड आई डोंट गेन मच आउट ऑफ इट.
Okay.
ऐसा. सो बिग नो टू घोस्ट राइटिंग एंड चैट जीपीटी फॉर राइटिंग अ बुक.
Okay.
That doesn't mean I don't use ChatGPT. I use it for other internal processes in office to automate intermediate processes. वो सब मैं करता हूँ.
Okay. During our initial conversation, you told me कि थोड़ा depression हो गया था. So how did you cope up with that thing? Through books only, or there were some other mediums as well also?
See, it is very difficult to read books in depression. I did. I was struggling. I did not quit reading. But I think more than books, so fitness journey helped me to come out of depression.
Okay.
So sounds ironical that a physical solution to a mental problem.
Correct.
बट आई थिंक हम अननेसेसरली बाइफरेट करते हैं. फिजिकल, इमोशनल, मेंटल सब एक ही है. वी आर ऑल इंटीग्रल वन.
Correct.
है ना. सो वी से ना कि इफ आई एम हैप्पी आई लाफ. ट्रू. बट अदर वे अराउंड इज ऑल्सो ट्रू. इफ आई एम फीलिंग लो, स्टार्ट लाफिंग एंड आई माइट फील बेटर.
Correct.
That what happened, I think, in my fitness journey.
Okay.
I just started exercising with my friends. Gradually, पता नहीं वो सोशल सर्कल में मिक्स हो गया. I started getting better in shape,
Correct.
gained confidence. Yeah. When do you become confident? You feel good about yourself.
Correct.
Physically, mentally, जो भी है. For me, it was me physically. I was looking better in the mirror. That gave me confidence. In fact, now I realize, tell me one example where the person is very fitness conscious, exercise, diet, सब कर रहा है, and is in depression. Very rare case.
Correct.
मैंने तो अभी तक नहीं सुना है.
हाँ.
If you know any psychiatrist जहाँ पे ऐसे कुछ पेशेंट्स आए तो प्लीज लेट मी नो. मुझे लगता है दे बोथ आर म्यूचुअली एक्सक्लूसिव.
करेक्ट. अभी ना डिप्रेशन बहुत ही जेंजी वर्ड हो चुका है, बिकॉज हर दूसरा इंसान हम सोचते हैं कि डिप्रेशन डिप्रेशन. सो what is the thin, matlab, there's a thin line of difference between depression and sadness. So how do you define that thing?
Yeah, I think now the word depressed is used so casually. See, I'm feeling depressed. Why? My phone gets drained very immediately.
Correct.
That's not depression. Okay. Loss of a loved one in the family and you feeling sad for 1 month is absolutely normal. In fact, it should be.
Correct.
If you don't feel sad, there is something seriously wrong with it.
Correct.
That's
Correct.
not depression.
Correct. Correct.
So major adverse events in your life will make you sad. That's not depression.
Correct.
Depression is usually prolonged and you don't find a reason for it.
Correct.
There's no particular reason why you are feeling depressed. Of course, I'm not an expert in this. Just because
Of
I
course.
went through depression doesn't mean that makes me expert.
Correct.
Yeah,
Correct.
so I won't be the appropriate person to define what is depression. But yeah, what we are talking is clinical depression,
Correct.
not general
Correct.
depression.
Exactly. हाँ. So how, मतलब what is your time schedule during the day? How do you define your day?
uh, I wake up at 5:30.
Hmm.
My first is eat that frog बोलता है जैसा कि ब्रांड ट्रेसी, do the most hateful activity as the first job of your day and you'll never have an unproductivity. And the thing that I hate the most is exercise. Who loves to give voluntary pain to your
Correct.
muscles? So exercise 6 से 8, कभी 1.5 घंटा, कभी 2 घंटा, कभी 1 घंटा, it depends on my mood, climate, friends.
Correct.
And then some breakfast, morning chores, running the errands. So I love. So I have a cook, but I keep trying different recipes from YouTube and tell her, "आज ये बनाओ,"
Okay.
all healthy stuff, but yet tasty. And then by 10:30, we come to Booklet Library and for it discuss about new ideas. अभी क्या करना है? How to take
Okay.
Mission Make India read one step ahead. सो फिर जेन जी बुक्स आते हैं, बुकलेट लाइब्रेरी का आइडिया आता है, आईबीएल आता है.
Correct.
It's all brainstorming discussion. We enjoy a lot. So
Correct.
I jokingly call Farid as my Forrest Gump. He's my dancing chadda. And then we have lunch together. Then when recording summary banana, he helps me in that as well. People like you come to meet us. I love such things when people come physically to meet me
Correct.
and Farid.
Correct.
That is like कुछ हो रहा है उधर. People are taking time and effort to come all the way from their home, and because putting a click doesn't take any effort.
Correct.
They have 1 second लगता है, but you coming all the way
Correct.
from
Correct.
there and spending time with us is a big thing for us.
Correct.
So और फिर hands on feedbacks भी आते हैं कि
Hmm.
what is wrong with IBL, what is wrong with the app, और कुछ ideas आते हैं हमको. I think we and we don't understand whether you're working or playing. They are
Correct.
become synonymous.
Correct.
So there are no rules, flat system. कपड़े का कोई कुछ नहीं, हाफ पैंट पहनो, बरमुडा पहनो. uh, and then by evening go back home again, have my dinner, early dinner at 7, then relax, थोड़ा books, वापस books पढ़ता हूँ थोड़े.
Okay.
And go to bed by 10 max, 10, 10
Okay.
15.
So in your mission, is there any government of course you mentioned कि पूरा bootstrapped है, but कुछ ऐसा government का initiative है, because it's a very noble mission to make India read. Of course, अब आप IBL भी visually impaired के लिए जो चालू हुआ है, also you are introducing Gen Z book का thing. So मतलब do you get any subsidies, मतलब is there any initiative by the government, sorry, for any subsidies or anything which you can avail?
No.
Okay.
No. बातें बहुत हुई, आते some, nothing gets materialized. Of course,
Okay.
indirect support है.
Hmm.
Okay, they admire my work. All the governments, they admire my work. But ऐसा tangible help कभी कुछ नहीं. In fact, I did not expect. I never focused on that because
Okay.
I was always self-sufficient बनाना है. Instead of asking 10 lakh rupees from one person, how about asking 1,000 rupees from 100 people?
Correct. Correct. Correct.
So that किसी एक पे burden ना आए. So we do this.
Correct.
Accountability भी बढ़ जाता है. So we have become, and in every business there are ups and downs. Out of 12 months, there are 2 months which are थोड़ा टेंशन वाले होते हैं. अरे
Correct.
इस महीने का कॉस्ट कवर होगा कि नहीं. But I think this is applicable to even the so-called businesses. We are not a business. We are a
Correct.
mission. I think I'm quite happy and content with the finances and the growth.
Correct.
And growth doesn't mean numbers. Okay, it's not about expanding in numbers. It's about growth is about getting better
Correct.
and not bigger.
Correct. Correct.
Yeah. And I think now the inventions like IPL, they satisfy me a lot.
Okay.
That if we can make people go mad and fighting with me कि अरे वो कल का वो छठा बॉल मुझे खेलने को नहीं मिला, क्या हुआ तेरा ऐप हैंग हो गया. So
Correct.
actually I should feel bad, but I feel happy कि अगर ये नहीं होता तो तुम कहीं पे कुछ स्टैंड अप कॉमेडी देखते.
Correct. Correct.
तो मैं जीत गया ना वहाँ पे. Of
हाँ.
course I have my responsibility is to remove all the bugs.
Correct.
वो तो है
Exactly.
ही. So the next thing I'm very gung ho is Z-Books.
So आपने ऐप खुद डेवलप किया और यू आउटसोर्स्ड इट बिकॉज यू आर नॉट फ्रॉम दैट फील्ड. सो वो ऐप कैसे आपने यूट्यूब में से सीख सीख के कि किसी को आउटसोर्स किया था या योर फ्रेंड है?
नहीं, ये जावा कोडिंग मतलब काला अक्षर भैंस बराबर है. आई एम सीए, कंप्लीट नॉन आईटी का. मुझे कुछ समझता नहीं है.
करेक्ट.
मुझे जावा का फुल फॉर्म भी पता नहीं था. बाद में चला जावा का कोई फुल फॉर्म नहीं होता है. So again, see how like-minded people join you if you are truly passionate and focus on your purpose and not get
Correct.
distracted by other things like money, fame, popularity. So Sanjot Shah from Pune, उसके पहले मैंने बहुत आईटी टीम्स चेंज किए कि कमिटमेंट्स नहीं कर रहे थे, मज़ा नहीं आ रहा था, फॉर टाइम इट वाज जस्ट अ बंच ऑफ कोड. फॉर हिम संजोत ही इज़ अ पैशनेट रीडर एंड ही बिलीव्स इन माई बिलीफ टू मेक
Okay.
इंडिया रीड. तो वहाँ से अलग अप्रोच आने लगा.
Okay.
And then now he's working with us for almost 6 7 years. He's doing
Okay.
wonders. Yeah, we brainstorm ideas, we fight, of course, in the interest of the project.
Correct. Correct.
There are difference of opinions to get the best out of it.
Correct.
So IBL was completely because of him. It was technology driven. Right? Idea
Correct.
तो
Exactly.
हमारी थी, but technology में implement करना उसका ही था. So his firm's name is Brinoid Tech. It's a
Okay.
huge team of 40 IT people. उसमें
Okay.
सब आ गए, Apple, Android, designer, UI, UX जो भी होता है, full stack.
Okay.
So he I think if I always say that if I am the face of Booklet, Farid is the backbone of Booklet, and Sanjot is the brain of Booklet, the CPU of Booklet.
Okay. So, what is the mantra of your life? Of course, make India read to hai, but which you can suggest the youth or to give, you can give them the message basically. So, what is
Mhm.
that mantra for you?
I think given the amount of distractions we have around you,
Hmm.
I'm not talking about distractions like these mobile distractions.
Correct.
I'm talking when you start growing, na, opportunities come to you little easier in an easy way because
Correct.
more people know you. Your reach is quite high. So सामने से बहुत अलग अलग अपॉर्चुनिटीज आते हैं, completely
Correct.
अलग अलग लोगों से, अलग अलग फील्ड से, and start picking up those opportunities. But we fail to understand that if that opportunity is not in alignment with the very purpose I started my journey, then it's not an opportunity, it's a distraction.
Correct.
Got it?
Hmm.
That is the reason most of the people talk about success and failure.
Correct.
Of late, I've understood it's not just success and failure, it's about nobody talks about temporary success. There are many examples of temporary success, which then मतलब बाद में fail हुए वो, right? So
Correct.
many
Correct.
examples. Lucky Ali, Vinod Kamble, so many bands, Euphoria,
Correct.
fantastic song and then गायब.
Correct.
Like
Exactly.
Honey Singh, he's
Correct.
struggling, he's trying to come back. So
Correct.
okay,
Exactly.
fine, all the best to him. तो ये हमको देखना है कि टेम्पररी सक्सेस इजी है,
Hmm.
प्रोलॉन्ग सक्सेस सचिन तेंदुलकर, अमिताभ बच्चन, शाहरुख खान.
To maintain that
हाँ,
success also takes a lot of effort
yes.
to maintain
In
that
fact, that is
position.
much difficult than attaining success.
Correct.
To keep success is very difficult. And I know after 10 years how difficult it is because it is so easy to get distracted. तो सामने से इतने आ रहे इतना सामने से कि अरे, और थोड़ा हवा भी जाने का चांसेस होता है दिमाग में. So keep to keep yourself grounded, क्या क्या करना चाहिए. I think that is more important. We should learn from people like Amitabh Bachchan. कि एक बार सक्सेस आने के बाद उसको मेंटेन कैसे करना है. I think the main reason to maintain is to remain grounded,
Okay.
to remain humble. Because उसी की वजह से तुमको सक्सेस मिला.
Correct.
And if you forget that, no, the world will not take much time to
Correct.
throw you back.
So I guess आप बहुत मूवी बफ हो गए because you mentioned about श्रीकांत और भी बीच बीच में काफी
You're
movies
the
you
first
mentioned.
person saying that I'm a movie buff. Yeah, I mentioned a lot today. Yeah.
Yeah. So any 3 movies which you suggest people to watch it
Oh, asking Booklet
compulsorily?
Guy about movie. तुम्हारी हिम्मत की दाद देनी पड़ेगी. पहली बार किसी की हिम्मत हुई है मुझे मूवीज के बारे में बात करना. आई एम नॉट अ मूवी बफ.
Okay.
Okay, very selective movies, very selective, like तारे ज़मीं पर and लगान, these जहाँ से बहुत कुछ सीखने को मिलता है. Again,
Correct.
I can
हाँ.
open, it's a screen book for me.
Correct.
And Srikanth of course. Of late मैंने लापता लेडीज देखी.
Okay.
Very good movie. बाकी I don't think कोई. No, Ray, I'm not. Movie buff is like a wrong adjective for me. और हुआ क्या है, बहुत सारे movies are based on the novels.
Novels.
हाँ, तो
Correct.
बहुत बार वो
Correct.
पढ़े हुए रहते हैं.
Correct.
तो फिर ऐसा है. It's not that I hate movies.
Correct.
मैं last मेरी favorite movie RRR, I loved RRR.
Okay. Any 3 books जो अब जो है you would suggest youth to read, whether it's non-fiction, fiction, whatever genre it is.
I think Chetan Bhagat के जो मैंने बोले, I don't have the
Uh,
right to say this because I haven't read it, but
okay.
the kind of feedbacks I've got, 11 Rules of Life, 11 Rules of Life by Chetan Bhagat. He writes fiction, but for the second time he has written non-fiction. उसकी पहली बुक भी non-fiction थी,
हाँ वो
What Young India Wants.
correct
Yeah.
exactly 2016-15 I
बहुत
think.
बहुत पुरानी थी. उसके
हाँ,
बाद तो 5 point some fiction लिखने लगा
correct
वो.
correct correct.
Second, I would say Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. I said I read 300 books only on money. After reading this book, I thought it was insufficient.
Okay.
Then I am being a CA,
Correct correct.
very new, complete new approach towards money. Third, I would suggest The Road Less Traveled.
Okay.
Amazing. I mean, it's like a Bible. Everything उसमें है. What I've realized is those people who have understood how to live a happy life, they are mostly psychologists or psychiatrists.
Okay.
They understand, satisfaction is the major source of happiness.
Correct.
If you feel satisfied, satisfaction is a feeling, it's not an
Correct.
event. Then I think there is a high chance that you will be happy.
Correct.
So, Road Less Traveled is a must read.
Okay.
Scott Peck.
So it was great interacting with you.
Thank you.
Very good interview today, podcast. So thanks a lot.
Thank you so much. Happy reading
you.
and wait for Z books. I'm coming. Bye bye.
Bye.